You are now live.
We're live?
We are live.
I was just in the middle of my warm-up. I'm just getting the body going. Are you ready? We were talking about John Travolta, Jamie Lee Curtis, wasn't it? Staying Alive, I don't know. Anyway, back to reality. Here we are, the live. The live today is all about the fringe, the frange, the bangs. Are we calling it perfect? Stacey's battering me saying, come on, where are you guys? Stace, Rome was not built in a day. You cannot rush perfection. All right? Just keep them waiting. It's like that well-known concert. Does Taylor Swift run out dead on time? Probably not. Or who else? Who does Stacey go and watch? She goes and watches probably someone like the Cranberries or something like that. I don't know.
Blink-182. I'm pretty sure she's an old punk fan.
No chance. No, not Stacey. No, not a chance.
You got a hello from AB Beauty.
AB Beauty. How's that in the house? Well done. How are you? I've got about 3 fringes. Hold on, let me just count. 1, 2, 3. I've got 4. 4 fringes for you today. 4 fringes. I'm going to do a long dropped teardrop fringe. I'm going to do a concave, how to assess that twice, concave being curvature, and then I'm going to do the really nice blunt one to finish. Any other requests, you can put them here in the chat box. As always, behind the camera, with the thumbs, the man, the myth, the legend, you will see his face in New York Fashion Week. The ultimate in camera nerds, Magic Mike and his super thumbs. Standing behind him, Francesco is further back. Editor Supreme, he's going to be working with us backstage from New York, but back here in the hub, doing it all. I'm just going to check.
Get another hello, good morning from Erica Marie Hare.
Hello, Erica Marie Hare. Where are you guys? Tell me where you are, that way I can find out where it's all going on. So without further ado, let's dampen the hair down. Oh, what's everyone up to on this January day? Are we at work? Are we skiving off? Are we taking some time for ourselves?
AB Beauty is going to be in New York next week learning from you, so feeling excited.
First time?
Based in Tennessee.
But is it your first time, AB? Give us your real name, because I'm not going to call you AB. Otherwise, if you don't tell me your real name, I will just call you AB Beauty the whole time we're in New York. In fact, I just forget your real name. From now on, you're just AB, all right? It just makes it easier for me to remember, because I probably won't remember your real name. So, AB, where are you?
Got somebody else tuning in from Ohio.
Hello, hello. They're all coming in from all places now.
She said April will work.
Oh, April for AB. Hold on, is that AB for April Baker?
Oh.
Could be, couldn't it? Could be, could be. You're on the live last night. If that's true, you've got the most amazing surname known to man. It's the first recorded surname in the Doomsday Book. Just to let you know that one. So anyway, so cheers to that. I will toast my tea to you. Remember the teas when we're at Fashion Week.
Same gal.
So I was telling people here, April, yesterday, I've got one of my favourite models ever I've worked with. Her name's April Baker. I'll show you a picture of her when we're in New York. So anyway, little drop fringe, teardrop fringe. So the teardrop is the one that will come across the face and slide back into the hair. So it has what I call like a heart-shaped question mark type appearance to it. Can be done with a razor, can be done with scissors. You take a diagonal forward section across the face. We're working off an imaginary parting through here, so it drops off the eye, splits the eye in half. Lots of tension, fingers mirror the angle that we want. Okay, I'm going to lock my scissors in and we're going to slide across. Once we slide across, we take the following section. Remember, work as clean and as efficiently as you can. So forward diagonal. Yes, it is on natural fall of the hair at this point. Okay, so we'll just show you that one. There's the forward diagonal. Subsequent section I am going to stretch over a little bit, so I'm starting to my over direction, holding that across, apex of the blade, just work that through. Now once you get to the side, as you can see through here, the recession point, we're working on pulling the hair down, so that would be equivalent to some forward graduation. What you do to blend that in is you then, at that apex, you start to pull the hair forward. So you get that shape, you're carving that shape. It's almost like an S, upside down S shape. So I'm dropping it into the side and allowing that side to fall away. Very, very important when I'm just doing that, letting that corner fall away, so I don't want to take off the corner of the front of the hair. Yes, I can take it straight across and stop, it's not a problem, but just on this example, I'm dropping it into the side. Question coming down the pipe.
Yep, what shears are you using?
My own ones. What shears? Who's that question from?
Levi, maybe Gebhardt hair?
Okay, they're Japanese, that's all I can say. We've got a mixture of the Unite shears, which are also Japanese. These ones were given because I go and teach the Japanese as well, so these are a gift from Japan. They've actually got my name engraved in them in Japanese on them, Gary Baker-san. So, yeah, very personal to yourselves, scissors are, and I like them because that part of the blade is almost like using a razor, very, very sharp, because you can slide it across. And then we just drop that in. So by the time I get more to the sides, we are just dropping that hair down on the vertical. Don't elevate. All right, it's very important you don't elevate. Get some more 7 seconds on this. Don't like how that hair falls. And consequently, what you then get is the hair is then going to sit across the face like so. All right, there's your little classic teardrop fringe. Short supports long, short will push long, so it's going to push it across. You pull that hair down and cut it straight, it is not going to fly across the face. So remember that one, people. You've got to have that differentiation in length for it to push it away. That fringe has been going on for I don't know how long now, all throughout my whole career, because it is always what I would call very aesthetically pleasing. You can have that, blow dry that upwards for a little 70s feel. You can pull it right up and under, 80s vibe, straight across, 90s, flick it, 2000s, wherever you want to go with it.
Levi's asking, is that 7 seconds you're using to spray the hair?
Absolutely, yeah. 7 seconds as a cutting lotion, especially for mannequin heads, extremely advisable.
And then Ruby Locks hair. Tell Gary I've been practicing my runway ready technique from his masterclass in the UK.
Nice, glad to hear it. Looking back on it, how did you find it? Look, you know, now you've had time to go away and think about it and process it all. How did you find it? That's always good to hear. I mean, that was the UK, Germany. We've just done one in here yesterday. Something on my shirt, aggravating me. So there's our teardrop, all right? And we just blended it in both sides. Very much, you know, rock chicky vibe to it, etc. Very, very easy to do. I've always enjoyed doing that, and it's very, very aesthetically pleasing. Right, now let's get into concave fringe, one of my favourites. Very, very relevant to today. So we're going to work off the middle section straight away. So profile, parting first off just to separate the hair out. And then we're going to find out where that high point is on the head. So from side on. Apex point just there, that's where the comb leaves. That's my natural fall, where the hair is going to fall down in all different gradients depending on the head shape. So that will give me the ideal apex of where to start my fringe from. If I go further back, that hair will not live in the front of the head. It's going to fall either side of it, so it will create an unnecessary step. So remember that one. Work to your head shape, very important. And that works for most haircuts, doesn't it?
Levi would like to know if you're a black tea drinker who doesn't think that that's coffee in your cup.
It's not coffee, sir. That is tea with milk. Don't drink black tea. That would be a sacrilege. That would be a cardinal offence from where I'm from. My mother being Irish, it was always strong tea. The stuff was like tar, but you put milk in it. Which is an oxymoron, because they would like strong tea with lots of milk, which you'd think that's a milky tea, but it's not. They make strong tea like it literally is like tar. Boil it on the kettle, on the stove, pour it in. Stuff would take paint off, it was so strong. And then they would put in about 7 teaspoons of sugar. I can't stand that. So I'm just, if you work with me at Fashion Week, you'll find out very, very quickly. It's just a cup of tea, sustains me all day long. That's what I just keep going on. They were horrified in here this morning. They were like, how many cups of tea do you drink a day? And I was like, 6 to 8. But they're like, we have a term back in the UK and we call it gnat's piss. They look like dishwater. They're not strong at all. So it's like hot water is what I'm really drinking. It's like, I'm not drinking like strong tea whatsoever. I don't like strong tea. So yes, that is my main constituent. And no, it doesn't have the same depth of caffeine as coffee. I had to give up coffee. It gave me horrendous migraines. Tea does not do the same. So, you know, as much as I love the smell of coffee, you know, I don't drink it. I haven't drunk it for years. You don't get to 350, which I was yesterday, by the way, drinking coffee. So, right, sectioned out, recession to recession. To create some balance, let's just pull that up just to make sure we have that adequately. So we're working with a nice lot of hair here. There you go, nice triangular section. Let's see what we get out of that. And I think I should get rid of all that hair in the back because that will create the visual so much better and create such a much more of a stronger image. So let's get rid of this. Right, we take a centre section, profile section in the middle. All right, I'll switch that back round when I've done that. Very, very quiet. No questions?
No.
Oh, I did ask Ruby how she felt about the class and she didn't reply. So there we go, okay. Took my hand out of the way. There's our section to start with. Now we elevate that out. As you can see, that is perpendicular to the round of the head. All right, we can see that. The round of the head is right there. There's no over direction going on. Elevate that out to square. Make sure fingers and, if you can, elbow stays exactly the same. I'm going from fingertip to middle knuckle to make sure tension value stays the same. If you let your fingers drop, your elbow drop, you generally find you will follow those fingers. So it's a good thing. Elevation is key. I can then test where that is finished. It's way too long. So great, we can take more off. Consequently, you are not getting a solid fringe out of this. I'm going to take out another inch. Scissor action, very important. Keeping that nice and tight in the fingers. Creates a really, really nice, sharp line.
Ruby says, love the course, would love to do it again next time, less stressed.
Yep, it's always less stress, second time round. But you'll just get pushed more accordingly. But yes, I advise it. And I think it hits home. When you do it again, the guys that have always done it again have always said it hits home even more. Right, a forward diagonal, okay, from that section. Over direct, back to the middle. Don't over direct too far. My tip is it's much better being someone who pulls it to the section as opposed to pushing it away from you. I think you have a tendency you can travel too far. Keep doing forward diagonals, making sure you're only using sections that you can adequately manage and can see. Bringing it back to the original guide, making sure you don't over direct it so that piece doesn't have any sag in there. It is maintaining the elevation directly out from the round of the head.
Levi's interested in the course. Where do we find a course list and locations?
It's all on unitehair.com. It's called Runway Ready, the ones they're talking about. It's the ones where we teach the people the rudimentary basics, fundamentals of working backstage. Someone remarked yesterday they thought they were going to have more of a classroom environment, but I was like, no, because I need you to experience what it's like more working backstage more than it is actually teaching you technique on hair to a certain extent. We give you the key pieces, but the idea is to get you into that team environment. You become a valuable team player, and then you will learn way faster with all those people in that environment. There isn't a better way of doing it.
And the icing on the cake is working backstage.
Yeah, getting backstage access to the shows.
Nice. Stacy chimed in and added a link for them.
Great. Thank you, Stacey. She's like the all-seeing eye. You know, if you've seen Lord of the Rings and the all-seeing eye comes up, I can see you, Mr. Baggins. That's Stacey. Really, that is her. Where's my precious? That's Stacey.
She's a little sweeter than that, no?
Not when she's with me. There you can see the effectiveness, I'll get rid of that piece, we don't want that, of that concave shape, all right? By working off that centre guide, we will get perfect balance on both sides. So literally repeat it around the other side. Yes, of course you can cut it shorter. You just keep checking your centre guide for that. But I want to do 4 fringes off this, so I'm taking it up. It's just a good illustration of how to achieve a concave fringe. Now, I've seen numerous people try and cut these, starting in the middle and then go down one side and then try and come up the other. Okay, there is a great way of cutting hair if you do wish to choose that. I don't recommend it, but sometimes doing hairlines, etc., I do this. Now, how do I do that? It's very, very simple, and it's all to do with your elbow. So if I'm starting here and I want to perfect that, all I do is I lift that elbow. Now, by lifting the elbow, it instantly elevates my scissor angle. Okay, I can't keep that there. Lifting the elbow is extremely uncomfortable, but I lift the elbow, point the scissors down, and it will lift you. So I'll go up, lift the elbow, and it pops it down. It will not create perfect balance though. It will just help you create beautiful curved lines. So let's go back to this side.
Ruby says, hope you had a fantastic birthday yesterday.
Incredible, Ruby. It was I was probably, you know, it was right up there. We done my runway ready class, and then I went and got a cup of tea. So it's you know, it's incredible. Stacey just makes me work my birthday. I don't have any choice. The all-seeing eye just says me, it's your birthday? Great, you're working it. You've got no option, you're doing it. You're not having any time off.
I think Stacey's also trying to claim that she's way nicer, but
we know the truth.
She said no tea for you in New York immediately after that. So that's not very nice, Stacey.
See, the truth is out there. Just like the what's his name files? What's it called? The X Files.
Yeah.
The truth is out there. It comes out in the end. Stacey's having a birthday in New York while we're there. She's having a party. She's going out. She's having dinner. She's having, you know, friends there. She's celebrating. What does she give me? She offered me In-N-Out burger.
She said you make her work on her birthday. It's only fair. And then AV says, happy belated birthday.
Listen, people, all it is important is the big one next year. It's the big whopper dopper is next year, and that's all that matters. So,
9-0.
yeah, doing a nice party for everyone, a little soiree. There'll only be certain people invited. Stacey's going to do the catering. She said she doesn't mind, she's going to wait the tables. So we're getting a nice concave. So you're making sure your elevation stays consistent. You're bringing that back to the middle. All right, so don't stretch the hair over here. Don't go looking for it. Just bring it back. Make sure that elevation stays nice and square through here. You can see that part there. Bring it back to the middle of the section. Just stay disciplined with it. Voila. There you go. Lovely balance. I think that, that is it just creates a really, really nice concave fringe. Works beautifully on a shorter length, etc. This has very much got like a real 1990s vibe about this. We used to do this on hair shows. It was like really in the eyes, very much Chrissy Hine Pretenders vibe. Right, let's have a look at how you achieve that very, very similar way. So we're going to shorten that up. So we come back in, take a horizontal section now, straight across the head. Any questions so far? No?
Nope, you've got someone saying gorgeous.
Well, who's saying it? That's all.
Loving it. Levi.
Thank you, sir. Where are you based? What are you doing? How long you work there? How long you been doing hair? Why did you want to know what scissors I'm using? All of that's all irrelevant because the other people are going to be interested in your questions. So just because you feel like you're the only one asking, it's because the others don't want to feel silly by asking those questions. But lots of people always do. And it was always a very, very popular question even when I started, like, oh, what scissors are you using? That just looks great. You use ones that ergonomically suit you. So I've got 4 great pairs. I've got 2 great Unite pairs in my kit. I've got these from Japan. I have a pair that I've been using for years and years and years. Look after them, don't drop them. They will look after you. They are our #1 investment. Right. You've got that horizontal section, you elevate that square out from the head, okay? Straight out square. I am going to work slightly off center. Very, very important that we do that. So from here, it's going to be worked slightly off center, but I want to see you see my elevation, so I'm going to put it from the side. There we go. Once again, I'm going fingertip to middle knuckle, no more, so my tension value stays the same. I then come across the next subsequent section. I'm going to show you this on camera better, and elevate it out square. By that I mean I don't drag the hair over to the middle. I elevate square out, which is right there. As you can see, there is no over direction on that part. Don't bend your fingers out there to have a look. Make sure you're in the right position height-wise, etc. If you need to let it down a little bit, we'll do that.
Levi's interested in what products you use in your own hair.
In my own hair?
Yep.
This is a wig. Good shout. It's a product company, so it's what is ever given on the day. This is going to be a combination. I like Second Day. I like the men's hair gel, grooming, from my men's grooming range. Go 24/7. Put that in wet hair and just comb it through after you wash it. It's great. And then afterwards, it's like styling cream. Second Day in the Unite range. Styling cream in the Go 24/7. It just depends on the look I want, to be honest. Some of them might slick it down a little bit more, use a bit of pomade. It's just good to have it still on your head, mate. That's all that matters. And you know what I did? I've got to confess, I cut it myself yesterday. Get myself a haircut, I'm literally just pulling it up just to give it much more of a like a little 50s rockabilly vibe to it. So, you know, confessions, us hairdressers, we never learn, do we? And all I did was standing, I was just point cutting in, elevating it out and just doing that. It's just dreadful, isn't it? I don't work with any other hairdressers, I've got to do it myself. Can't ask a cameraman to do it. He'll make me look like a cameraman. Going to Fashion Week. Right, let's continue. Straight out to square. Okay, nice and square. Repeat both sides. Now when I go to the opposite side, it's going to look slightly different on the camera to you. I am going to do it in smaller increments because we are working from out to in. The other side we worked from in to out. When you're going out to in, you want to make sure you do it in smaller increments, because otherwise, if I started from that very corner, I am guessing where the middle is. Hopefully that makes sense. So by coming here, I've got that guide. It's much easier to work into that middle. That will be where your problems generally lay if you don't do that adequately enough. So don't overstretch the hair. Make sure it stays nice and square. Good tension. Check, balance. Elevate, make sure it's elevated, don't let it drop, elevate it up. Come in, start the next one. Where are you based, Levi? I can't remember if you said that already or not.
He has not.
Come on, Levi, give us, spill the beans. Where are you, mate? Walter?
Oh wait, actually, yes, Ohio.
That was it, he's the Ohio boy. Right, cool. How long have you been doing hair? Are you always interested to know that? What's your dreams, what's your goals, where do you want to go? I've talked to people in the industry for a lot, you know, I'm in my 43rd year, so I've been very, very lucky, super lucky. I look back on it, I can look back now and say I've been very lucky to do every facet of hairdressing, be it TV, film, musical artists, royalty, salon owner, all the rest of that. It's been great. So if I can give you any type of hint of anything you want to pursue any of that, feel free.
He says he's been stalking for a few months. They're releasing Unite in the salon on Valentine's Day.
Way! All right. Is it your salon or someone else's?
He says he also is 147 years old.
Nice.
And been in the industry almost a decade.
Cool. A decade? 10 years? Nothing, mate. You're a baby. Keeps you young. And I do mean that sincerely. It keeps you young because you're working with so many more younger people. Keep your foot on the pulse. And if you want to do that, ultimately, come and join us at Fashion Week. That stuff will keep you younger because it keeps you current and involved. I think as you get older, you start second guessing yourself and you think, oh, I've missed my chance, whatever. Rubbish. Stay in there. Some of the best guys who lead the team still much older than me.
He's a renter but works heavily with the owner.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. Nice to hear you getting this product in Ohio. And thanks for joining us on Unite TV. Right, so elevating that out to square, we instantly achieve the concave shape as well. So I've given you two versions there. You can obviously then cross-check it how we just did the fringe the other way. So two different methods. Find one that's comfortable for you. I don't mind either one. Okay, they both work really, really well. The other one is going to give you one that's slightly more layered, obviously, because you are working off the round of the head. So consequently, that length there is not going to hit the length in the front. This one will give you, straightening out, will give you perfect one length. If you want to take some weight out of it, if you've got a heavier fringe, you can then come into here. If you want that fringe to separate, you take the center section out and then you can point cut accordingly. The short hair will then start pushing the fringe away. That will give you options. It doesn't matter what length you do. You can do a long curtain fringe. It would be exactly the same. That it would split through here and work beautifully both sides. And you're then not fighting to balance it up both ways. Right, the final one for today. We want to do a really nice blunt fringe on the head. So we do a finer section all the way across. Now I'm going to take some of that hair in the recession, so my section will actually mirror that hairline. All right, it's not straight across there. I want it to mirror that hairline. Very, very important that we do that, because you may have people who have a hole either side. You want to make sure you've got hair in there to cover that. Now I'm going to do a no tension haircut through here initially. Make sure we get all of that hair on. She's so wet. Now no tension through this. And I am going to raise her up because she's at the wrong height. I would be guesstimating how that would work. I don't like that. So let's get her up. Voila, perfect. Very, very important, correct height. So elbows up, just past centre. And by doing tension free, I'm not putting that hair down, we are obviously then allowing slightly for the kick on the mannequin head, but you might have that on growth patterns as well. But consequently, you have to move with the head, the round of the head, follow it round. Now, same thing again, I'm working from long to short. I have to come through much smaller sections. And hopefully that makes sense. It gives you some clarity of what is going on there. Now, would I always do this soaking wet? Sometimes no. I have blow dried fringes out and done them. It really does depend on hair types. I really do think that it's a bespoke service, and you will find generally what suits your client best. How they maintain it themselves, obviously going to be really important. Are they good at blow drying it out as straight as you can? If they can, that's great. If not, you may have to solve that problem for them. You may have to make one side slightly longer if it's got a little kick, etc. All those little different permutations. People have been known to undercut fringes and take those kinks out. It's down to you as the hairdresser. I don't think there's any one rule suits everyone. So now I'll switch over to wide tooth part of the comb, going back to centre section. Following it round. Here we go. Smaller increments. Voila, little blunt cut fringe. Now, I would then blow dry this out. I like to use a comb. Blow drying out wise, I do like using combs. I'm going to tell you why. Denmans are really, really good as well, because I don't want to give excessive root movement to that fringe. I don't want to give that huge, big, bowl out fringe. Combs are great for problematic root areas, because you can just push it with the comb both ways and that will dry it out. Once I've done that, my finish for this, my little tip that we've done in the session world forever, Mike's going to find me a piece of paper. Thank you, thank you. Now, this one we've done lots of times before in the world. We literally just put paper underneath the fringe, okay? Like so. Get your trainee to hold that hair, whatever it might be. And this would be after it's been blow dried, okay? Get the trainee to hold that paper. That's all right, I'll clip it. They would hold that like so. So let's put a clip on there. Another one. There we go. That allows you then, when it's been blow dried properly and it's all sat down, guess what you can do? It will give you a great visual if that is straight, and you can just come in with a tiny pair of clippers if you so wish, just to really refine it, or scissors. Either one is great. Obviously then you put a perfect guard up, and it just gives you a great visual then on the line you've got. I think it really helps when you've taken the face away and you've got that paper. You really do see what you've got, and then any tiny little increment you've got. Now, so if you were using scissors and you are choosing to just point cut the very ends of it slightly, and I mean like so. If you are coming in at that angle for one side, please change your scissors over and take it back the other way. Otherwise you will then potentially can force the line across. Not that much, but it's a very, very negligible amount to detail it. So small amounts, very, very advisable. So there you go, there's my 4 fringes in one. I hope you've enjoyed that. I do enjoy doing those. I think they're like golden. I'm like everyone else. When I first started doing hair, someone would come in for a fringe, I'd see the experienced stylist do it, and you'd just be like, why do they make them look so good? And they are relatively simple, but it all comes down to good mechanics at the very, very beginning and understanding the angles in your relationship to the head and where you're taking those. It's like cutting hair anywhere. It's just the relationship it all has, elevation, weight distribution, all of that, all counts, no different. We've got our next live, effortless everyday looks. Is that how Ali gets out of bed in the morning? So with Ali, the resident host who's taken over the whole of Unite Hair TV recently, she's got her effortless everyday looks, because she just jumps out of bed in the morning and just shakes her hair and she goes. That's it. That's effortless Ali. She's called effortless Ali in the house.
She is now.
She is now effortless Ali. Maybe we'll just call her effortless. That's it, Stacey. You've made that for her. All right. That is on March the 10th at 10 a.m. So, cool. We're still March the 10th. Oh no, I know where I am. March 10th, 10 a.m. with Ali. No Instagram live in February due to New York Fashion Week. Balderdash, I scream. Let's do a little cheeky live for 10 minutes when we're up there.
Why not?
Why not? Let's call it up. When we're at a show, let's go live.
So you're just going to have to watch us all week?
Just random. Just like, yeah, we're one of those shows, we're live. We're going live. So, pay attention. Get the vibes backstage. They're always good. Thank you so much for joining us, as always. I hope you enjoyed that. The guys that come in to Manhattan, I will see you there. Who's laughing? What are you laughing about?
Narad is excited for New York Fashion Week.
Oh, mate, I ain't seen him for ages, so it'd be good to have the boy back in the house. People are excited to be working with you from many different continents. You are going to do all the shows, and I am going to sit back and watch it all because I worked my socks off in September. No, in all serious note, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao for now.